So Kimmi thought that it was a great idea to grow a fraction of a backbone to address Mel for having questions about her husband's very public debacle. Let's get into this and then I'll come back.
Implication in conversations that you're making, going around talking to people in regards to the lipstick and his whereabouts, are what I'm trying to address now, because it's in regards to my husband and it's coming from you. I think that's not cool. It far exceeds the fact that you rendered your opinion on an arrest. My issue is this. And to be fair, your kind of cavalier attitude about it, like I'm not going to talk about it, really doesn't help me feel like that it was unintentional. I don't know. Do you have some kind of information, some kind of proof, some kind of something that would lead you to believe that? What would make you say that?
I feel like you asked me like how dare I ask questions about something. I'm gonna ask questions.
Kimmi really thought she ate with that. She didn't. This is the thing. So are we really saying here that you all can be filming a reality TV show and something can happen with your husband that is of public record and the whole world is talking about it, and yet Melody, who is an executive producer on the show who has absolutely no storyline this season, she can't literally do her job and ask you about details or talk about the incident or stir the pot? Here's my thing with you, Kimmi. I seem to remember a couple of seasons ago when Destiny was being very coy and hush-hush and tight-lipped about her situation. And you firmly said that, hey, I put everything out on the show. I think that we're the most transparent. I'm paraphrasing here, but barely. But you were basically chastising Destiny, and really it kind of seemed like the producers, for the fact that she was allowed to be very selective and evasive about what she wanted to put out on the show in regards to her life. And your thing was, well, this is a reality TV show. If you don't want to talk about what's going on in your life, then you shouldn't be able to be on the show, right? Because it's not fair to the rest of us. Is this you? Because I seem to remember that being you. Am I the only one? Somebody drop in the comments and tell me if I'm talking good. Am I talking good, sis? Because I seem to remember that was Kimmi specifically. Which is also funny to me how y'all had beef and then now y'all are all good now. This whole the enemy of my enemy is my friend thing that you all do in this air quotations friend circle is really disgusting. And y'all too old to be acting like this, especially you, Kimmi, being the oldest. But shout out to you, girl, because to say that you older than them and you're a cancer survivor, you don't look it, sis. Now, one thing about me, I'm always congratulate a black woman where congratulations is due. My wish for you is that you would have as much smoke for your disrespectful husband as you do for your castmate. Let's take a trip down memory lane so that we can talk about all of the disrespect that your husband has done to you publicly. Starting with the fact that he made you wait almost a full decade to honor you by marrying you. And then not only that, his ex-wife, who allegedly was the one who cheated on him, and that's what caused the divorce, and that's why he was the one who filed. So you can't protect your current wife and her reputation after she's being lied on by your ex-wife, but you want to protect your ex-wife's honor and virtue, even though she's an adulterer, because your ex-wife holds the keys to your son. Am I getting that right, y'all? Am I talking good? Tell me in the comments if I'm remembering this correctly. It took way too long for Reese to nip Kai, Marceau, and Tisha, and Martell and the rest of them too, with the whole Kimmi was a side piece narrative. No matter what, it went on for way too long, and you had to do way too much to defend yourself and draw out and map out that timeline. When this man had left the marital home, the marital bed, had moved to 2 different states and slept with 50 different women in between meeting you. And he still let you be a punching bag for his ex-wife, who was already remarried So I thought that smoke and that obsession was a bit weird too. Like for Zave, like what type of time was he on that as a married man, you think that it's cool for your current wife to be a bit obsessive over her ex-husband like that? Also, I never did get the answer to the question. Was Zave the one that she was cheating with? Inquiring minds want to know, child. But moving forward, this man continued to put you at the bottom of the list and basically use you as some sort of utility when he felt like you should quit your full-time job, your career, so that you can just come and work for him. It wasn't enough that you have to give up your pride and your dignity and your good name is being smeared. You also need to give up your career. And then also, when his son is down here, since you want him here so badly, why aren't you spending more time with him? Now he's asking of your time so that you can basically raise his son for him. And that was from the beginning. He then decided to volunteer one of you all's income properties to his ex-wife and her husband, two able-bodied people, for free. So that's essentially thinking that it's okay to take money out of you all's household and food out of your mouth by not renting the house out for a profit, but instead giving it to her for free. But you're not even worth a conversation to this man. He made a full-blown decision, life-changing decision without even talking to you, and then casually informed you of it later on. Don't y'all remember Kimmi saying that she was supposed to get a mammogram, but Maurice did something that she had to go and take care of or be a part of, and that's why she had to reschedule her appointment. And by the time it was rescheduled, she already had like stage 2 breast cancer. Am I talking good? Somebody put it in the comments. Do you all remember her saying something about Maurice being the reason why her cancer wasn't caught sooner? And then, as you have to cut all of your hair off, you have poison coursing through your veins, you're sick, you're tired. This man is still demanding sex from you and then ridiculing you and calling you basically selfish and saying, well, it's all in your head, for not giving him as much sex as he wants when he wants it. So first he prioritized whatever his little event or whatever happened over you getting your checkup. And now he's prioritizing his penis over your health and rest. And then he continued to make light of it. Remember when he tried to low-key make it up to her by getting her the truck or whatever that she wanted, and Marceau said something about, yeah, she's going to feel the wind blowing through her hair, and he made that snide remark about, well, she barely has any hair for the wind to blow through it, and even Marceau had to say, dude, that's not cool. This stuff just gets worse and worse. For her to roll over and take it is her honoring me and standing by me as I'm standing by her, trying to make it sound noble and dress it up. See, this is why Melody called that man Maurice Luther King. Always making these grand speeches, but look at how he actually treats you. So imagine a woman that does so much for a man. Even once again, when he actually did get his son down here, now that's your job. You need to take over being a mom. And he wanted his son down here because a young boy needs to be with his father. But are you spending any quality time with your son, Maurice? Now we're still going over this thing about how you don't like him staying out at all hours of the night. So as his wife, why does he continue to do it? Why does he continue to disrespect you? You are a woman who is literally, that you have radiation flowing through you, and you can still roll over and take it as he's hunching on you. But he can't respect you enough to just come home at a decent hour like a family man should. Mind you, family man, you were the one who wanted your son down here. So why are you not back home with your son and your wife, your family at a decent hour? Why would somebody have to tell a man at his big age that he doesn't need to be out all night? And why do you have to say it repeatedly? This man does not respect you at all. And so I'm just saying, if you had a fraction of the smoke for your actual husband, the man who has gone out of his way to repeatedly make a fool out of you on national television for the past, 6, 7 years? If you had a fraction of the smoke for him that you do for Melody, maybe you would not have to correct Melody in this moment at all. Maybe he would have been at home with you instead of driving drunk. And by the way, I just want to point out something from all the way back in season 1. I seem to recall Melody saying to Tisha, the next time your husband is out at 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, why don't you get a babysitter for the kids and roll up to the bar and see what he's doing? And Tisha said, my husband doesn't stay out at those late hours. Really, Tisha? Well, let's listen to this.
That night, it was actually Jalen's birthday, and Jalen was having a birthday party. We were all there together, like all of us. It was Ken, Trisha, Kat, Marcel, Tisha, everybody. We were all at the birthday party together, and we all left together. And then him, Marcel, JB, some of their friends got to talking, and they were like, well, let's do, catch up and do some other stuff. And I was like, okay. I went home. I just kind of transitioned to the whole, I ain't got to be out all night. And to be fair, he just hasn't. Granted, he doesn't hang out near as much as he used to because it's a problem. And we've had multiple conversations about it, like multiple. I don't care for it, and I don't act like I care for it.
So no matter how many times you've had to repeat yourself asking him to not stay out at all times of the night, he's still doing it. And why don't you have that smoke for him? See, what I think that Maurice should do is, instead of being out all night, he should just come home and get into bed early, even though he hates to. And he should just roll over and suffer through it and honor his wife as she's standing by him.